Look closely at the dust of ancient lands. You can almost see the ghosts of old farms. Stone walls crumble on terraced hillsides where communities once thrived. In the cracks of these ruins, a strange, small-seeded grass sometimes still grows, a wild echo of a forgotten age. Now look across the vast empty fields of modern times, furrowed and waiting. A quiet mystery hangs in the air between these two scenes. This single crop once fed entire civilizations. It grew in harsh conditions, required little care, and sustained millions of people. But today, it's almost completely gone from modern farms. So what changed? The story is not dramatic failure, but a slow, quiet fade. It begins in the sun-baked earth of Africa, Asia, thousands of years ago. Here, early farmers discovered a plant of remarkable strength. It asked for so little, yet gave so much in return. It provided nourishment in landscapes where rain was a rare and precious gift. It formed the very foundation of daily meals, a constant and reliable presence in a world of uncertainty. Its disappearance from our global food system leaves a void, a missing piece in the puzzle of how we feed ourselves. A quiet mystery remains. Long ago, food systems were mosaics of diversity. People farmed small, intricate plots of land carved into steep hillsides nestled in arid valleys. They worked the soil by hand using simple tools and a deep understanding of their local environment. In these complex systems, one crop often played a central anchoring role. It was frequently the first thing planted, a pioneer in thin, rocky soil. It was the insurance policy against famine, providing a consistent yield even when rains failed or seasons turned harsh. This crop was the heartbeat of survival. For countless communities across continents, it was the primary source of calories, the very substance of life. Families depended on it for daily bread, morning porridge, evening meals. It was woven into the fabric of society, from the simplest farmstead to bustling ancient markets. Children grew strong on its nourishment. Elders were sustained by its familiar comfort. The harvest was a communal affair, shared labor and celebration. Villagers cut the stalks, gathered the seed heads, and prepared grain for storage. Threshed by hand, threshed with animals, and winnowed in the wind. What made this crop essential was its resilience. It thrived on very little water, had deep roots finding hidden moisture, tolerated intense heat and long droughts, unlike more delicate wheat or maize. Its genetic diversity reduced disease risk. That hardiness gave people a profound sense of security. They trusted this faithful crop to endure when all else failed. Imagine the hands that once harvested these fields. They knew the plant's rhythms intimately, from the first green shoots to the heavy, drooping seed heads. They understood its resilience, its ability to withstand the harshness of a changing climate. This knowledge was passed down through generations, a sacred trust between people and the land. Resilience remembered. The utility of this grain extended far beyond its role in the field. Once harvested, it became the centerpiece of the kitchen. People developed countless ways to prepare it, each method a reflection of local culture and available resources. The most common use was grinding it into a coarse flour. This flour could then be mixed with water and a pinch of salt to create simple, unleavened flatbreads cooked over an open fire or on a hot stone. In other regions, the whole grains were boiled into a thick, comforting porridge, a warm and filling meal to start or end the day. This grain was a master of versatility. It could be transformed into cakes, steamed into couscous-like dishes, or even fermented to create a mildly alcoholic beverage. Its neutral, slightly nutty flavor made it a perfect companion for other ingredients. It was often cooked with vegetables, legumes, or small amounts of meat, stretching more valuable foods further. Children ate it sweetened with a bit of honey or fruit, while farmers carried it into the fields as a portable, energy-dense lunch. Its presence was a constant, a familiar taste of home, and a reliable source of strength for people from all walks of life. Storage was another one of its remarkable strengths. Before modern preservatives, keeping food through winter or drought was life or death. The small, hard grains were naturally resistant to pests and spoilage. Thoroughly dried, they could be stored for years in simple clay jars, woven baskets, or underground pits. A full granary was a promise. No hunger. The world began to change dramatically in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The Industrial Revolution finally reached the countryside. Agriculture shifted from small, diverse farms to vast, mechanized monocultures. The invention of the tractor, the combine harvester, and other powerful machines made it possible to cultivate enormous tracts with minimal human labor. Farming prioritized efficiency, scale, and above all, profit. It was built for a globalized world. The global system required crops that were standardized and durable. Markets favored uniform size, uniform shape, and uniform color, easier to process, package, and ship. The ideal crop could withstand shipping and storage, arriving pristine. Resilience and nutritional diversity became secondary to commerce and convenience. A new science of plant breeding emerged. Scientists and seed companies selected varieties for the industrial model. They chased high yield under ideal conditions: fertile soil, abundant water, chemical fertilizers. They bred for tall, straight stalks and large, heavy grains per acre. These super crops promised abundance, and for a time, they delivered. But it came at a cost. The drive for uniformity slashed crop diversity. Thousands of land races and heirloom varieties were pushed aside. Policies favored the big three cereals: wheat, maize, and rice. The old hardy grains were labeled inefficient. They were slowly abandoned, their stories fading. But in the process, something was lost: resilience and diversity. Halfway through our story, it is time to give this forgotten hero its name. The crop we have been following is millet. This is not a single plant, but a diverse group of small seeded grasses, cultivated for over 7,000 years. From the pearl millet of Africa to the foxtail millet of Asia, these grains were once staples for nearly a third of the world's population. Their defining characteristic is their incredible toughness. They are champions of survival, able to harvest where other cereals fail. Millet's resilience is legendary among agronomists. Many varieties require significantly less water than wheat, rice, or maize, making them ideal for arid and semi-arid regions. They tolerate poor, infertile soils, and their short season fits narrow planting windows. For subsistence farmers, millet was security. Beyond hardiness, it's nutrient-dense, packed with iron, magnesium, phosphorus. A good source of protein, exceptionally high in dietary fiber for digestion and blood sugar. Importantly, all varieties are naturally gluten-free, making them safe for celiac disease and gluten sensitivity. For today's health-conscious eaters, it's compelling. So, with all these benefits, why did millet fade? Economics, convenience, and perception. Small grains are harder to process than wheat. Policy and markets favored wheat, maize, and rice. Stigma pushed millet further aside. Today, however, a change is stirring. On the fringes, a quiet reawakening. Small-scale farmers are rediscovering millet. Regenerative growers, too. Even home gardeners. Scientists, facing climate change, are taking a new look. Studies show millet can anchor a climate-resilient food future. It grows with less water and on marginal lands. Chefs are experimenting, and home cooks are too. Paired with fresh herbs, vibrant spices, and seasonal vegetables. Modern menus are shedding the outdated image. New demand nudges farmers to plant. Seed banks preserve heirloom varieties. Farmers share seeds and traditional knowledge. Even tiny plots help. Some plant for birds, biodiversity returns. Each small act brings the crop back from the brink. The story of millet offers a timely lesson. In our pursuit of scale, efficiency, and profit, we risk losing resilience. More productive, yet more brittle and climate-dependent. But the crop is not gone. It is waiting. It persists in gene banks, in the small fields of rural communities, and in the memories of our elders. It is asking to be remembered, not as a relic of the past, but as a resource for the future. If we bring it back into our fields and onto our tables, we can rebuild diversity, grow food in dry lands and poor soils, we can enrich our diets and strengthen food security. It begins with a single seed. A farmer dedicates a small plot. A cook shares a meal. Millions of small, conscious choices become momentum. Once it fed empires, now it can feed the future. Not all progress leaves the past behind. Sometimes innovation is ancient and simple. Millet is one of those solutions, a testament to ancestral wisdom, a living link to resilience. It once nourished millions, and it can do so again. It is not lost to us. It is simply waiting to be found. Sometimes the future of food isn't about innovation. It's about remembering what once worked. A humble grain, an enduring lesson, and perhaps a path back to resilience.